Hello, welcome to the Rhythm to Lead Transformation guitar course. Now, I don't want to waste you any time. Before we actually start, I want to tell you the story and why I'm creating the course. So, when I had my second student of all time, when I was just starting out with these online lessons and reels and videos and all of this stuff, so he came to me and he said, bro, I want to learn how to play riffs. And I said, cool, bro, we'll do that. So I think we had 1 or 2 months with him. We learned some Metallica riffs, some other thrash band riffs. So he was very good at those. And after 5 or 6 months, like maybe half a year later, he came back and I said, what's up, bro? Do you want to continue learning how to be a very good rhythm player? And he said, no, I think I'll actually do the rhythm part on my own, but I want to learn how to do lead guitar. So this was my first exposure to like how people transition from rhythm to lead. Then I was once walking the street and I met some just 2 boys that just stopped me and they said, wait, I think I've seen your videos. And I was like, well, cool. And I asked them what's the hardest thing for them. And they said the solos. So maybe this is really the reason that I should actually create such a course. And I hope that if you have such a problem, like you feel stiff in your fretting hand, or maybe you just know riffs and don't know how to start with licks, along with the many people that DM me on Instagram, bro, how do I start solos? How do I just transition from rhythm to lead? I hope and I think I'll actually make sure that this is the last video that you will need to watch, like the last course that you will need to watch in order to truly start playing solos. Now, for the prerequisites, like what you will need before we start playing solos, well, I think you have to be good at rhythm guitar, because you can't have started playing riffs yesterday and just ask me how do I play solos now. So I want you to be good at alternate picking, at tremolo picking, of course timing, and a little bit of hand synchronization. So if these 4 areas lack, well, just go back, do a few exercises. There's nothing wrong in just improving in those areas and coming back to this course. So the ultimate goal for me for this course is to get you from playing solos like this to solos that sound something like this. Alright, now let's talk about the roadmap, what we'll actually do. So the first thing that we'll do is of course learning riffs, and you already got that if you just came here because you're good at rhythms. Then we'll learn harder riffs that somewhat correspond to what techniques we're gonna use in lead playing. Then we're gonna use solos, but like easy solos. Then we're gonna learn easy solos. Then we're gonna go to licks, and finally hard solos. So for this video, I want to show you a hard riff. Like you already know the easy riffs, why would I waste your time? Now the riff that we'll learn is the intro riff to Holy Wars by Megadeth. Now a quick disclaimer, I'm not gonna be one of those online guitar teachers that say, yeah, use your first finger to press the 5th fret of the 5th string. I don't like that, and I think you're above that level if you want to go to solos, right? Of course, if there's a hard fingering pattern on some lick, yeah, do watch some people that explain it like that, but you don't need that in this case. I think you will be good with the fretting hand. So the thing that would make it hard for you to play this lick is the alternate picking. Like in metal riffs or just riffs and rhythm playing in general, we use it to play, like pick a certain note many times. But here, we aren't gonna play a certain note many times. We're gonna actually play a few notes, like every single pick stroke is gonna be used for a different note. So we're gonna have to incorporate the fretting hand, and we're gonna have to use a different finger, like move the fingers of the fretting hand for every pick stroke that we make. So make sure you're good at that. This riff will help you with that hand synchronization part. Then what timing do we actually use? Well, you already know the gallops, I believe, that we usually just use in order to check the low 6th string or maybe 7th string if you have a 7th string guitar. And here again we're gonna use gallops and some alternate picking. Of course, you know how to play gallops. They go, if you don't know, well, this is how you do it. For the gallops, they are just groups of 3 notes, so like 3 16th notes and 1 8th note. So there's like 3 fast notes, a little rest, 3 fast notes, a little rest. So it's like 2 fast notes and a bigger note, but yeah, just 3 fast notes, a little rest, 3 fast notes, and repeat that. So in order to play those 3 fast notes, we're actually gonna play down, up, down, like this is something usual, just an alternate picking. But in order to start the next gallop, we're actually gonna start again on a downstroke. So we're gonna go down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, instead of going down, up, down, up, down, up. Because this way your brain will just get used to one pattern, and the little rest is where you will actually lift the pick of the downstroke that you did. So you did down, up, down, you're here in between those 2 strings, you lift the pick, you place it for a downstroke, and you strike that again. Now, usually people know that, like they can already do some gallops on the open 6th string, but for this particular need, like what we will do in this rhythm pattern for this riff, of course we're gonna use gallops, but not only pick the open 6th string, we're actually gonna incorporate the fretting hand again. So again, the hand synchronization is key in this lick. So really make sure to start slow and not rush things. In order to make sure that your hand synchronization is great, you will have to start slow. And there's nothing shameful in that, of course. The other hard thing, and this is probably the hardest thing when it comes to fretting hand, is the position shifts. Like we'll have to move here from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret, and make sure that, for example, when you play 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, every time, like the lowest fret, for example 2 or 5, you play that with your index finger. So you have to switch the positions. Like this movement of the fretting hand is called a position shift, and this is probably the hardest thing when it comes to lead guitar in terms of the fretting hand. Of course, there are some cool picking techniques, but for the fretting hand, the position shifts are very crucial in order to get used to really playing smoothly and not just sounding robotic and like moving your hand like this, right? So really do make sure to start slow, get used to the position shift, don't cheat, like don't stretch your fingers like this. It's better to just do position shifts and play the lowest fret with the index finger. Now, in order to get used to really playing hard riffs that will somewhat like give you a hint of what we're gonna use in the lead parts, well, I want to give you homework, and this is not something that I usually do, but I know that you have to get used to playing this stuff on your own. So I will give you for homework 2 riffs to learn. Now the first one is called Downfall by Children of Bodom. Congrats if you listen to them, they're a very cool band, one of my favorite melodeath bands, probably my favorite actually. Just the intro riff of that, the one that goes 7-10 and all of these stuff with the palm mutes, like there are heavy palm mutes there, and this is something that we'll use for scale runs. What is a scale run? Wait a second, I'll explain it in the other video. And the other riff that I want you to learn is the intro riff slash melody. It's more of a melody rather than a riff in Civilization Collapse by Creator. And this is something that for me, when I learned that, it was like, wow, how cool I can do some pull-offs with my pinky finger rather than just using these 2 fingers for pull-offs, right? And you will get used to finger independence, and of course the hand synchronization will come with the Megadeth riff, the Creator riff, and of course the Children of Bodom riff. Now, no need to feel guilty if it takes 10 days for you to master those, even though it won't take 10 days, I believe, but there's nothing bad in taking 10 days to master those riffs and then coming back to the next module. Don't use shortcuts, start slow, make sure that the fundamentals are good, good, because otherwise, yeah, we'll just sound cool for now, and then what? Well, after the next module, you can't really get used to my tempo, and like you can't really get on track with what I'm speaking about. So really, do take the time to master those riffs. Don't use shortcuts. Start slow. Use the metronome, and really, I'll see you in the next module.